20 minutes now before 9 o'clock. Shredder Day is almost here. The Positively Jax event takes place this Saturday. We have the do's and the don'ts. You don't want to get all the way up there in line and be turned around because you didn't bring the correct things. We'll break it down for you when we come back.
Jumbo Shrimp Baseball.
Shredder Day is just days away. Your chance to dispose of personal documents for free. It's happening this Saturday, May 20th at the FSCJ downtown campus. It's from 7 until 11 o'clock in the morning. Joining me now to discuss what you can and cannot shred is William Haley with Family Foundations. It, along with FSCJ and Shredded, are helping us put on this event. And I know that you go by Bill. Good to see you this morning, Bill. Do appreciate it. Okay, so let's start, if we could, with the don'ts.
Okay.
Only because having been involved in this event, even myself, back when we used to have it here in the parking lot, you would be amazed at what people bring to try to get rid of. And some of it's like, listen, you waited all this time in line. I'm so sorry, you're going to have to go. We can't shred this. Sure. So let's talk about the don'ts then. I mean, basically only paper, right?
Only paper. And the first thing that you should know is that you can do 5 boxes. So 5 boxes is your limit. If you actually want to do more than 5 boxes and you have the time, you can get on the end of the line and go through again. But 5 boxes is what we're looking for.
Okay, so in terms of things, because a lot of times people will have maybe some old tax returns that have paper clips.
Sure.
Or even some of those heavier kind of the binders that they hold. Are those allowed?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
One of the things that we really want to be careful of
is what I was talking about.
You bind your materials, here you have them, and you're ready to throw these away. If it has one of these clips, we can't deal with it. So just take the clip off, and then the paper is going to be fine.
Okay, and then you brought some other examples also of things. What about staples?
Well, staples are fine. Staples you can do because it's just too hard to get them out.
It is really hard to get out. So the shredder, it will still allow that to be shred. Okay.
Absolutely.
Oh, this is a great idea also.
Well, it is a great idea, but we can't deal with this.
Not tomorrow or not on Saturday,
so
right.
You might have your information on compact discs. It's not going to work, so please don't bring these.
Okay. And how about these?
Well, you might actually have these, and because you have to pay for these at Staples anyways, you might as well keep them at home because we can't deal with anything laminated or anything hard like that.
Yeah, it's interesting because I think that the way I do it is I kind of keep everything in a box in an area, and you don't really go through that. And what you're telling people is bring it. We do want to shred it for you because it has personal information on it, but you need to go through it to see what's in there and make sure you remove the things like this binder is an example that won't work. So they're going to need to spend some time, go through it, and take all the paper out.
Very much so. I have plenty of these things at home filled with materials. Please don't bring the binders, bring the paper.
All right, and so let's talk a little bit about the kind of paper that if people are at home like, well, I wonder, is this something I should shred in terms of personal information?
Sure.
What kinds of things then are the best and should be shredded and not just thrown in the garbage?
Great. Well, one of the things that's really valuable about this event is that without even knowing it, you have plenty of things at home that have sensitive financial information on it. Think about it. Your tax return, an old tax return has your Social Security number all over it. A bank statement has your account information, including your account number. A brokerage statement is the same thing. So if you throw that in the garbage, you're putting yourself at risk because you're making yourself susceptible to identity theft, and that is what we're trying to prevent here.
It's interesting, too, because voided checks are another good example as well. I think people tend to think because they mail their checks when they pay their bills, that checks are not as sensitive as they should be, but they have your home address on them and your account number on them, so you need to be careful about that. What about a lot of people will get those credit card statements, or not statements, but credit card offers in the mail.
Right.
Should those also be shredded?
I would shred it. Every time I get one in the mail, I rip it in half because I don't want somebody coming into my home or through the garbage and taking it with my name on it, opening up a credit card account.
Yeah, and they often will do that and have the address sent someplace else, so you don't even know that a credit card has been opened in your name until maybe you go to check to get a loan or something from a bank and check your credit, and you're like, wait a minute, what is this? And that happens a lot of people.
Absolutely right.
And expired licenses, I know that that's technically not paper, but is that one of the things that people can also shred?
Certainly.
It sounds, I know that you've been involved in this event for 6 years, and we have seen certainly the long lines when it used to be held here at Channel 4. Of course, it's now downtown at FSCJ. The people that you meet and see, I know that they are so grateful. We have people calling us all year round looking for this kind of event. Let's talk a little bit about not just helping them protect their information, but also there's an environmental factor here as well.
You couldn't be more correct about that. I mean, when you're disposing of paper properly, you're saving a lot of energy. And I brought some statistics if you'd actually like to hear.
I would.
I mean, last year alone, it was incredible. The impact of this is we saved 625 trees, 110 cubic yards of landfill, 74 barrels of oil. Incredible.
Wow.
257,000 gallons of water. And 147,000 kilowatts of energy.
So there you go. Even if you think, okay, you know, I only have a small amount of stuff that needs to be shred, the reality is it helps not just protect your personal information, but also the environment as well. Well, thank you for being here. Do appreciate it. Always wonderful event. Again, Shredder Day is this Saturday. It's at FSCJ's downtown campus. It's from 7 to 11. We have more information posted on our website, news4jax.com. If you know someone, by the way, who may want to watch this interview, like maybe you have a family member who's been keeping all that stuff in their garage in boxes, you can share this interview with them when we post it on the morning show page of news4jax.com later this morning.